1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 10.
What I have seen is parents who cannot send their children to the school, they choose boys over girls for sending them to the schools. The thing which I am really proud of being a woman myself is we are able to send many girls to the schools.
There is a huge strata of society who have no access to any kind of education. So our girl child education program in Light specifically focuses on girl children who come from a very marginalized background.
So when we are working with girl children, that's one level of challenge. If this girl child is also from Dalit community, that becomes second level of challenge. And then if this Dalit girl is also disabled girl, that's the third level of challenge. So in this project with Capgemini, we are looking at developing the capability of each individual child and their parents and their communities.
మా పాపకు మంచి చదువు అందుతుందండి. ఎన్లైట్ సంస్థలో చేరిన తర్వాత పాపకి కొంచెం తెలివి ఎక్కువైంది. మంచిగా బెటర్, ఇంతకుముందు కంటే బెటర్గా ఉంది. బుక్స్ ఇచ్చారు, బ్యాగ్ ఇచ్చారు. పేరెంట్స్ అందరం ఒక దగ్గర కలిసి మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం మంచి పిల్లల గురించి. మంచిగా అనిపిస్తుందండి. మాకు ఎన్లైట్ సంస్థ మంచిగా అనిపిస్తుంది. పిల్లలకు కూడా ఉపయోగపడుతుందండి.
Capgemini's education program has brought in 2,000 girl children first time to the school, and they come from a very marginalized society. We built our CSR program around 3 E's: education, employability, and environment.
The school adoption program rests on the premise that we work in a collaborative way and make sure that the school rises its level of infrastructure, education, and commitment to the students, and in a self-sustaining manner.
So we have been trying to implement the Capgemini school adoption program to transform these government schools over a period of time as a model schools best in their context. We play a role of as a facilitator to engage them in their own development process by addressing the challenges of the gaps in the system: toilets, drinking water, libraries, sports facilities, labs.
ಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಜೆಮಿನಿ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಸಜ್ಜಿತವಾದ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಬುಕ್ಗಳಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೋರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
This was a classic case where an abandoned Octoinaka was converted into a school. Though we had a school over there which was in the dilapidated tent shed, the problem that we had was that the attendance was very low because obviously the conditions in the school were not very good. And this was a classic case where a company under a CSR, an NGO and a municipal corporation came together, and now if you see the children are coming there, the attendance is as good as 99.5%, and the sense of excitement is very encouraging.
मुझे इस स्कूल में सबसे अच्छा टॉयलेट लगता है क्योंकि वो स्कूल में टॉयलेट नहीं था, इस स्कूल में टॉयलेट भी है और सभी बच्चे लोगों को जाना पड़ता है टॉयलेट.
ह्या शाळेचे टीचर सगळे एकदम छान आहेत. पहिलं ना मुलांना कॅम्प्युटरचीच माहिती नव्हती. ही शाळा आल्यानंतर कॅम्प्युटर वगैरे सर्व माहिती झालेली आहे पोरांना.
We wanted to have a measurable outcome, so therefore it was important for us to really go with those partners who really are deep in those areas, who can really help us in making that impact as well as being able to measure that impact.
At Capgemini, CSR becomes part of the overall business strategies of ours. You find a huge amount of focus on strategic engagement rather than on charity. I feel that it's no more about facilitating the change, but it's about becoming part of the change.
90% of the country is not digitally literate. Most of the digital revolution is actually catching the urban masses, and especially when you go to rural areas, when you go to slums, when you go to underserved areas, the challenge becomes much bigger. Computer सीखने आओ, free में सिखाता है computer. The role of Capgemini is very critical and instrumental because the company has come forward and told that we would like to invest in the area where people are being prepared for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line.
We find that there are a lot of students in India who are very bright, who've been admitted into professional courses and can't pay their fee. And they come from families which are financially disadvantaged. Their dream is to become a professional, and our organization helps them through a scholarship program.
Basically, I come from a lower middle class family, so I had a lot of financial problem. Engineering was the biggest passion. I love physics, and there is one thing in this society like girls must not study. So I just want to show or be an example for them. I still can do it being a girl.
The best part about it is the Big Buddy mentorship program that was launched. Students sponsored by Capgemini in 10 different cities in India have been matched to senior leadership mentors in Capgemini.
I think one of the biggest problems that we're facing as a country today is the fact that there are a huge number of unemployed youth. We have more than 65% of our population that falls in the working age group. However, out of that, there are very, very few people that actually get gainfully employed. So the idea that we're trying to work on is to ensure that every unemployed youth has access to high quality training at their doorstep to be enabled to get them employable and eventually land them a sustainable job in one of the leading high growth sectors with leading recruiters. And that's exactly what we are trying to do here in partnership with Capgemini.
Looking at these kids and turning into role models in their communities, more and more young people start coming, wanting this kind of a program. But if you look at a larger impact, the way they go back and pay the debts of the family, they put their young siblings back to school. But for us, the biggest impact is when these kids aspire to grow on their own.
घर वाले बहुत नहीं जाना, घर से बाहर नहीं निकलना, वो ये पहले ऐसा था। मैम उन्होंने बोले कि नहीं, आजकल दौर बदल गया, ज़रूरी नहीं घर में बैठना बोल के नहीं, पढ़ भी सकते, पढ़ते पढ़ते काम भी करते, पैसे भी आते और अपने पास नॉलेज भी रहती, एजुकेशन भी आता अपने पास बोल के बोले। तो 3 महीने के बाद माने घर वाले। जैसा जैसा मैं जॉब पे जा रही हूँ, यहाँ पे कोर्स करे बाद में घर वाले भी बहुत खुश हुए, दूसरे जनों को भी यहाँ पे लेके आए हमारे माँ बाप।
I think people with disability can do anything, and that has been tested in last 7-8 years. They are working with 500 corporates and they are working successfully over there as a business model, not as a charity model. And this is also a workforce which can create wonders. I think it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Waste management is one of the most challenging areas for most of the urban areas in India, and we have taken several initiatives. We have built a waste disposal treatment plant in Whitefield in Bangalore.
In a decentralized system, waste which is wet and dry will come to centers like this for further processing. So the impact that this center has is that now you have a destination for community waste, and that is the kind of example this unit has made for other wards in Bangalore.
It's very helpful to work with a partner who is coming with a very strategic focus. They are also looking at building capacities of the NGOs. So they have been helping us, improve on our compliances, improve on our processes. So in that regard, I see great value in engaging with somebody like Capgemini.
We have an ambition, and I'm very excited and thrilled that as Capgemini, leveraging our digital capabilities, we want to impact 1 million lives by 2020.
All of us at Capgemini are waiting for that moment when one of these girls who has gone to the school for the first time joins us as an employee on her merit. I think that is what all of us are dreaming as a part of the CSR program.